Yo, what's up? My name is Petralis here. Welcome back to another episode of Loot from 1 Hour, a series where we catch a specific species of Pokemon in Pokemo for 1 hour, and I show you guys the profit and whether it's, worthwhile as a Pokemon to make some Pokéyen and a good money-making method. Today's Pokemon in the spotlight is going to be Eevee. Eevee is obviously a very beloved Pokemon, very desired because there's multiple evolutions that are pretty good in PvP and in many different tiers. The main three being Jolteon, Umbreon, and Espeon. Those Pokemon are pretty good in each of their tiers. They're just really fantastic Pokemon. Obviously, Eevee is just a super beloved Pokemon by many people, so it's hard to hate on Eevee. Now, the best spot and the only spot to catch Eevee is going to be on Route 17 in Kanto in the grass. It is a rare spawn, so you're going to be seeing only a couple per hour. And it's going to be over here to the west of Celadon. So I'll take you guys there. It's essentially over here on the biking path. Make sure you have your bike. You need it to be able to even get over here, but most people should have that at this point in the game, especially if you're going to try to farm, go try to farm Eevee. Make sure to bring your catching Pokemon, whether that's a Smeargle or a Breloom. I'm bringing my Breloom with False Swipe and Spore. It doesn't really matter for this method. Smeargle will work, Breloom will work. Both are okay. But right here in this location, Route 17, is where you're going to be finding Eevee as a rare location. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll search them out. I'll catch 1 hour of them, and I will see you guys with the loot. Alright, here we are with the Eevees, and it looks like we caught around 11 total, which is pretty cool. I did use Cute Charm. I led my party with Cute Charm for this because being able to catch female Eevee is a huge advantage. So, for those that don't know, Cute Charm essentially gives you a higher chance of encountering the opposite gender of that specific Pokemon. So, for example, I used a male Chinchino with Cute Charm to give a higher chance at encountering female Eevee. Female Eevees have a much higher base price than male Eevees. I'll go ahead and show you guys that here. So if we were to search by Eevee and sort by lowest price, you'll see the cheapest male is around 4K, but if we were to change that to female, it goes up to around 8K, which is a pretty big difference, right? So, but, either way, there's a really solid base price on Eevees here, so we're going to make a super solid, amount of decent money, but let's go ahead and sort through and see if we have any 1x31s and see how much extra money we're going to be making on top of those base prices. Alright, now unfortunately, we actually didn't catch a single 1x31 Eevee, which is a little unlucky, not super unlucky, we're like double over rate for it. The average, you're going to catch a 1x31 IV Pokemon usually around 1 out of like 5, 1 out of 6 Pokemon, and we did catch 11, so we're like right at that like 2 times rate, but it's not that unluckily, that's just going to happen sometimes, and it's not a big deal, especially when you're catching Eevee. But so these Eevees up top are going to go for base price, and then these two have an important nature, so I'll price check those individually, and then this one has some decent IVs going on, so I'll price check that individually. But let's go ahead and start with the base price Eevees up top. Alright, so as we saw earlier, it looks like male Eevees are going to get around 4K, even 4,500 if you wait a little bit. These only list for 3 hours. I feel pretty comfortable listing mine for 4,500. I don't mind waiting. Everything usually sells in these videos. I actually get that question a lot, like, does all this stuff actually sell? And I recently recorded, I think, 3 or 4 Loot from 1 hours. There was like Ferroseed, Abra, and then one other one, Paris, I think. And literally everything has sold except for this one Ferroseed within a couple of days. And this is supposed to be a longer sell, so everything truly does sell. The Pokemon economy is pretty active and pretty rampant, especially with 1x31s. But anyways, let's get back to Eevees. So essentially, I'm going to mark all the males at 4,500. So what we have around, what is this, 7 male Eevees? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 male Eevees. So 7 times 4,500 with our trusty calculator over here on the side is going to put us at 31,500. And this female Eevee, it looks like it might be a little more than 8K. I can slow sell it similar to the other ones, but I'll do 8,800, so we'll do plus 8,800 for the one base price female Eevee. Gonna put us at around 40K so far. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and price check the natured Eevees. So I pulled these two out because Timid and Modest are pretty much the two like most popular nature Eevee natures, especially with things like Jolteon running around. You really want Timid, or Espeon, Timid or Modest. These are pretty much the two most wanted. So I'll go ahead and price check these and get back to you guys in a quick sec. Alright, now this is interesting. So the cheapest Timid Eevee is actually just at that base price of 4,500. I think I could wait and get a little more out of it, but it's a little in between because this Eevee, for example, is 9K. It's Timid, but it's female, which is, a huge step up. My Timid one is male. I'm not sure if I should go ahead and list it for 4,500 or kind of list it as like an in-between. I could see someone selling this for like 6 to 7K, kind of as an in-between here, but I think for the sake of the video and being conservative, I'm actually going to go ahead and just mark this one as 4,500, similar to the base price one. So I'm going to keep it fair. I want to have, like, you know, a really fair price check. And I don't want anyone to, like, you know, think I'm gouging prices or think I'm overpricing things. So I'll just put that at 4,500. Now, the modest Eevee is tough because this is a modest female Eevee, and there's no modest female Eevee on the GTL for any sort of reasonable price besides this one, which is obviously 2 times 31. So this is an intuition, and this is a gut, and this is an understanding and experience price check I'm going to have to go off of. So there's these Eevees that are 5K and male and modest. There's this one that is 13K and modest with a 31 HP IV. I think what I'm going to end up going for, I think I'm going to price check this at around 9,000, like 10K. I think 10K is a super fair price check for this. It's kind of in between the 5K and the 13K. And if you remember, the timid female were also around that like 10K, 9K price range. So I think 8 to 10K is a fair price check for this Eevee. I'm going to go ahead and I'll count it as 10K and add 10K to the good old calculator over here, putting us at 54K so far. 54K definitely isn't great for an hour, but it's also an hour with 0 1 times 31. So you know what? It could be worse. Let's go ahead and price check this noted Eevee, probably the most difficult, complicated price check of the batch. So I'm not going to lie, this is probably going to be a pretty expensive Eevee. The reason being, this Eevee is perfect for an Umbreon. The fact that it's bold nature, minus think its attack IV doesn't matter. The attack IV is relevant here. Irrelevant. The most important stats on this Eevee are the 27 HP, 27 defense, 28 special defense, and 30 speed. Now, I price checked it like this, just putting 25 plus in those 4 stats, which are really, really good for an Umbreon. Mine's also bold, which is super, super relevant. Eevee to price check. This is going to be a really, really tough Eevee to price check. I'm not going to lie. The bold nature is super relevant because bold is super good. This Eevee might end up relying on just so much intuition. What if I were to put the nature, like if I were to put the nature as bold, I think it's just going to make it so complicated. Really good Umbreon UT. Obviously, it's really nice to go 3 times 31 on Umbreon, but it's really not that big of a difference once you're at that 27, 28 range. And having the speed IV is actually kind of relevant on Umbreon. I think 80 to 100K is more than fair. You see this Umbreon, obviously it's 3 times 31, bold nature, somewhat comparable to mine, but obviously 3 times 31, 300K. I'm marking mine at around 80 to 100K because I would guess that this Umbreon, when trained up, would sell for around 140 to 160K Pokéyen. So I'm kind of factoring in the EV training and the move setting and everything into it. Usually that, like, move setting is pretty expensive, but EV training and stuff will end up costing around like 40 to 60K. I think that's pretty fair for this. I think listing this as around 80 to 100K is super fair. I'm going to go 80. You definitely, it's even female. It's so good. You really could sell this for 100 to maybe even 120K. It's tough. I think 100K might be fair. I'm in that range of anywhere between 80 to 120K is probably fair for this Eevee. I think 120K is a little high, but people are willing to pay a lot for EVs. I think I'm actually going to settle on 100. If you want to be conservative, you could do 80K. You can kind of, you know, change this price check, this price range to whatever you want, but I'm going to count this as a 100K Eevee. I think it'll sell for that. I think it's a pretty fantastic Eevee. It's just a really, really good Umbreon UT. So that's going to put our total price check to 154,800 in Pokéyen. That is a lot more than I expected and a lot more than you'll earn on average. That last Eevee absolutely skyrocketed the total price check, and you won't get that every time. EV farming in general, in my opinion, is not that great of a method, but it's not like a terrible method, and a lot of people love EV. So if you enjoy EV, if you want to, you know, risk that sort of, if you want to shiny hunt for it in that fun sort of single encounter way, I recommend egging for EV, but it's really expensive. Most people don't have like 100 to 120 mil to dump into egg hunting for a shiny, so I understand, but it's not a bad casual sort of money making while also casually, super casually shiny hunting for it if you want to do those single encounters. So it might be the right method for some people, might be not for others. I'd probably rate it like a 5 out of 10 method because of the other, you know, benefits and stuff, maybe a 5.5, but so yeah, EV farming is going to get 5.5 out of 10 for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed me showing off the method though. Like the video if you did, it really does help me out a ton, and subscribe for future Pokemon content. I upload 2 videos every single day, 2 pieces of Pokemon content. I stream Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern, which is really cool, and I have a lot of fun there. I've been streaming my Pokemon Nuzlocke on there, and once I complete that, I will be able to put that into a big sort of recap for everyone, a big YouTube video. That'll be a huge project. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Like and subscribe. Check out the playlist links down below. Join the Discord. And if you want to go above and beyond, you can become a YouTube member for $5 a month. Drop in a Twitch Prime or a Twitch sub over my Twitch. Head out my Patreon or my Venmo or just my PayPal donation link, which is down below. If you do that, I will include you in the outro clip of any sort of clipped together video to say thank you, because I really do appreciate you guys. You allow me to keep making content. So anyways, that's too long of an outro. I appreciate it. Thank you all. I love you all. Bye. Hey, you watch until the end of the video. I really appreciate that. This end clip is used to say thank you to all my YouTube members, Twitch subs, Patreon members, and Venmo supporters who go above and beyond and support this channel. You guys allow me to keep making content, and I really, really appreciate that. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.